Welcome back. We're going into game number 3 here for the PUBG Showdown, brought to you by DreamHack, of course. With me, I have Hypoc and I have Toby. We're moving on Sandhawk now after we've had our 2 games of Miramar done and dusted. Gentlemen, Sandhawk presents different challenges, as we well know. Yesterday, we saw a 50-50 circle between what we could consider the big island, mainland, and the island up to the top left. So that is difficult in itself. Hopefully, I'm expecting maybe a bit more of a merciful circle. That would be nice. What are you guys expecting coming into Sandhawk? Starting with you, Toby.
I think once the circles are merciful on Sandhawk, they're also extremely predictable. And I don't necessarily think that makes for a better game for the players. So sometimes when you get some of those curveballs thrown in there where teams just play off of what they're seeing and not off of, oh, we've had that circle 200 times before, let's just do what we normally do. I think that's actually, even though it gets a little hectic at times, that's better both for the players in terms of learning more stuff, but also for the viewers in terms of seeing something they're not used to.
Hypoc?
Yeah, I think Sandhawk's one of the ones where we see teams force the issue in terms of having limited, options. We see teams kind of you're on Team Vikendi over there, Toby. but yeah, we see teams try and force the issue in terms of maybe on other maps they might have a bit more space to play with. It's kind of we have to fight this team or we have to fight this team. It's not necessarily we can fight this team or try and out-rotate them. On Sandhawk, it's more balls to the wall. We need to get this spot and we need to remove the team that's in our way from doing so.
Let's take a look at the standings, gentlemen, after our 2 games have concluded. But of course, for some of these teams, it does mean the points will accumulate up from the 8 games that they have played so far if they were in Group A. And I can only imagine Diamond has taken quite a leap because they had 34 points yesterday in total, and now they've just bagged themselves 24 points off 1 game. So once we can take a look at those standings, we'll be able to see that reflected there, which is nice to actually know. And there's an opportunity for some of these kind of, as you said, Hypoc, some of these teams that push the issue aggressively to get themselves further up the standings as well. Are there any teams in the past 2 games that have stood out to you that could do that on a Sandhawk map?
I mean, I said at the start of the day, actually Diamond was one of the ones finished kind of middle of the pack yesterday. 25 kill points, 9 placement yesterday. If you look at their first 2 games now, that gives them opportunity to actually on Sandhawk, we can say, look, we can try and bank some kill points here. We're playing on our game. Edge strat, very viable on Sandhawk, and ultimately that's where you kind of reap the reward of kill points. Diamond's going to be one of the ones to watch for me going into Sandhawk. And again, that's just based on their previous game performance. This now, again, having the opportunity to play a day and be finished by the end of today. Some teams prefer to do in this format to do their 2 days and then sit the last. Diamond now have the opportunity to say, actually, let's just smash today and we can put our feet up tomorrow and not worry about it.
Yeah, it would be nice. All right, gents. So I'm going to go to a break once again, and when we're back, we're going to go in to the tropical landscape. It's back in just a few moments' time with game number 3.
Even at the very start, I believed it all. Held on to something invisible, but you were always holding your breath, hiding your love. There's a beautiful world outside of these walls. Something in your books that you can't explain. You gotta trust your heart. To let go and feel who you really are. When every little light in your world is burning out, I can hear in your voice you're ready to start.
Almost ready with Sanok in just a short moment. For those of you guys tuning in just now, we've just finished off both games over on Miramar, and now we're headed for one match on Sanok, followed by 3 on Erangel. I'm Toby, joined by HiPuck, and as we all know, the amazing host James Calaris is out back as well, or wherever he's sitting. There's not really an outback.
I was going to say out back at yours.
In our virtual studio, he's out back. You know what I mean? But we are headed over to Sanok in just a few, and People always wonder where to play from and whatnot. And I'm thinking either we could sit and discuss it, but then again, we could also just say it's Sanok. And you know what? We might as well just hop on straight into it and see how things are gonna pan on out.
Yeah, I mean, Sanok's just one of those ones. It's interesting Sanok plane, actually. The plane's really not liking us today, but yeah, Sanok, one of those. Some teams take it as a write-off. Let's try and get 4 kills. If we die early, we die early. But it's just... It's such an unknown territory for some teams, I'll be honest. There's very few teams that can consistently do well on Sanhok.
Isn't that sad? I don't mean to be rude, but isn't it sad that we have a map that people go, let's just get it over with? I know there are some teams that like playing it, but that's probably 1 out of 50, right? So isn't it? And look at how many people are going to the North Island now, because, I mean, they don't know, but they expect this. Oh my, like literally half.
That's actually crazy.
Half the servers going North Island. This is stupid. That's gonna be like 5 teams down here. But isn't that I cannot wait for Vikendi to get tried out. No disrespect. But I cannot wait for it.
I mean, there's some teams that they can adapt to the other teams are writing this off. Let's maximize our point output on
Look at the teams that are up here.
This is crazy. What
Entropy,
is going on?
Diamond, a lot of teams with a lot to play for, potentially brawling it out up north.
Yeah, actually, Diamond 4 stacking to this compound. They do have,
a
lone member of Austrian Force in the same compound, but one to the west and one to the east as well. So Austrian Force actually probably look at the map. What?
We literally, Sanok is already a small map. We're only playing half the map right now. In this circle, there's no one boot camp, and the circle actually went south. And if we can take a look at the map real quick, look at how many teams have to make that. Well, they have 1.5 bridge to cross. How in the universe? I mean, and the thing is, they're looting 1 hut each, and they're pushing into the circle with that.
Yeah. I can already tell you who's going to be the MVP of this map.
Besiktas wins this game. They're going to push south around from Painan, and they're like, yep.
The MVP of this map is going to be Ansar.
Oh, yeah, most likely. We're going to have a tough time. We're already getting in on the action now. Diamond finds 1. That's just as gone down. And who are you also? Losing a player early on. So as expected, these fights are happening. BenQ is already running around with a pistol. I mean, we're already seeing Quantum push out of Camp Alpha as well. They've heard this up here. They know that a couple of teams have dropped in here. I like this early move.
Yeah, for sure. I like it. Trying to capitalize on the early pressure that teams are putting on each other and come in with the third party. They do have 1 insurance policy back down. I think that's Kill still over here, but you can see 3 members of Quantum pushing up here. They did hear the early knock and the flush, so they're not going to know that there's going to be a team up here. I like this proactiveness. They know it's going to be an absolute cluster whenever they have to leave. So might as well see what you can get before everyone gets into the same area. Yeah, and actually, one of the members, Bogdan, are going to get the opening knockout flush onto Mamek. You can see the kill feed already lighting up here. We're losing players all over the place, but this is only going to get worse as the circle starts to come in, which is going to be in 20 seconds, Toby.
Yeah, it's tough. And I mean, as you said, I mean, we'd already touched upon it twice, but Team Quantum to read that we cannot just push into the circle now, because we will be crossing shoulder to shoulder with everyone else and running into the people waiting on the other side. We need to thin that out now, so there's at least some chance that one or two of us make it alive across. And now finally they went up, got one kill, put a dent in the opposing team, and whenever they run into them again, they will have the upper hand in numbers. Now they can back off and start making that push down. Damage has already been done, and they came out on top.
Yeah, I mean, even that one kill, it just forces Diamond to think about what they're doing. Maybe buy themselves 30, 40 seconds, which on Sandhawk is absolutely huge in terms of the circle timing. So forcing them west over towards the water, it's actually enough pressure to apply now to give Quantum enough space to kind of do their own thing.
Entropic, wild rotations, 2 in a vehicle coming on. Oh, make that 3 in a vehicle coming on. Oh, it's not looking at their 4 in the vehicle, trying to get around Besiktas. Trying to hold on, but they will have to. They lose one, though. Qualifiers one, goes down immediately in return. This was not expected. The clown car comes in, and all of them jump out.
Actually taking casualties on both sides here. One of the knocks getting traded back on. Unfortunately, I saw he only had 36 bullets in his clip. That's an unfortunate position to be in, not to capitalize on the clown car coming in from Entropic. But you see the downs here. No, we're going to confirm that one onto Lyron. Will return with another knock onto Reggie Beardo. So Entropic not necessarily recovering fully from the fight just yet. You can see they're going to get this first res off here, maybe by themselves 15, 20 seconds as the nades come down from Besiktas. You can see now another member coming across. CTR going to look for some pressure over on the eastern side of the compound. Come around with the flank, but 2 members up from Besiktas now. Not such a great start for them, Toby.
No, not at all. Let's see if they can hold off here. They have one inside the compound still, and it's going to be up to your north side player to try and really be the difference maker on this. If he can get a knock, like a not untraded knock, now there's a chance, but he needs to come down and help out Liron right now.
Yeah, I mean, right now, there you go. CTR does get the knock onto Nowick, so 2 members down again from Entropic, 1 up. This one's going to get confirmed out here. He's going to bleed out, or we'll take the last bullet there. Nowick goes down. So now things looking better for Besiktas, and again, settling for these three kill points, 4 kill points is sometimes enough for some teams.
I mean, and you got, I mean, let's just see here if he finds Liron, sees him in the corner, can't really connect the bullets, but I respect the play from Entropic. Only one issue with it. I mean, they jumped out of the plane late, which means they knew there was a cluster of teams going north, and they also knew if we just get down south around fast enough, there's a compound for us, and now, unfortunately, they fall. And that's what I was going to say with it. They had the right idea, but you don't execute that rotation 4 minutes into a Sandhawk game. You do that at 2 at the most. You don't wait for that level 2 vest or for that extra first aid. You go with your Uzi and your UMP.
Yeah, and you bank on something being somewhere that you go in. But, I mean, already we've lost 20 people. 2 teams, 20 players down. Could have read that
in
one
6
coming
minutes.
With how many people dropped up onto the north side. But
in before this one shifts north again.
I wanted to happen just for the memes. To see this bounce back up to Camp Alpha.
Just for the memes. Might as well. And this is one of those games you don't want to have in your best of 12, right?
No, it's not. And again, not to drill onto it, but if teams are going to write this off, you can take it with a pinch of salt. The teams that come out of this with your 4 to 6 points are going to be another Groza crate today, Toby.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, in this game in particular, it might actually be worth picking up.
But if teams are aiming for their 4 to 6 point buffer for Sandhawk, then this is the type of drop, plane, and circle that you want to see for that. To be fair,
I'm looking at Hellscream and I'm a little worried now. If Entropy sticks around on the shoreline, which I think they should, they know how many teams were north, and Entropy is a team that tends to make those rotations themselves. Stay where you were, look for those damn boats, and get yourself the easiest 4 kills of your life. Yeah, and then again, your hard work's done. There you go. Yeah, that's your points. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, no, it's that's ruins. Yeah, it is gonna go down towards the southeast. At least I would expect so. It has to, right? It has to go southeast. It has to. Yeah, you would think so. Sometimes I wonder if the lake, like if the rivers are a little different, but sometimes rivers can make interesting circles, but nah, it's not. I wouldn't expect to see that anyway.
Things are definitely going to slow down in the mid-game after that start. Don't really expect to see too many teams pushing in and taking team fights now, Toby. The way this circle is going to play out now, like we said, we've still got a little bit of space on the north side of the bridge. Entropy are going to have time to scout out the surrounding area, even though we've only got 45 seconds on the next circle coming. They're going to have a bit of time to reset here, and Zenith actually got themselves into a decent spot. You can see they've got 4 up of the compound, and again, assuming this will pull down onto the ruins. Actually, now we see Nuclear Penguins coming in. They've not got themselves a viable spot to pull up in the boat. As we do see Quantum get a knock onto Sunny here.
Oh, nice
turn shot from Faye.
Yeah, good shooting there. And then you gotta connect them. You gotta get that boat down. That is your kill coming in, and there's the triple. Crowley finds 3. Somehow Sorf got out of there, but I guess Penguins, they belong in colder territories.
Yeah. It was they were gonna pull up to somebody, right? They were always gonna pull up to somebody. Crowley getting the final blow onto the boat. We'll pick up all 3 of those.
I don't feel like I've ever said this before, but there's so much space in this circle. There's so much space because everyone died early.
There's so much space, but also there's a large chunk of water still in. We still got Blaze out on the north side. They're just coming in past Hartin right now. All 4 members still up, but they've got a bit of distance to close. This one's going to be this one tickles a little bit once we get into phase 3. So hoping to see them not get too sloppy and too slow on this rotation here.
I respect them buying their time, though. They saw the cluster of teams jumping out earlier, and they were looting far east side Camp Bravo, right? So
they didn't want anything to do with it.
Anything
to do with it. But again, all these teams fighting on the north side kind of, clears the space for Blaze to just come in late game. As long as we still have a little slice. Redzi actually down to 3 HP, swimming, and he would drown. So Quantum down to 1 solo member, no helmet on him. The 2x on the QB. Faye going to get a return tag on there. Just trying to stop this res, I think, but you can see Faye holding the angle. Should be able to get back across and get this res on BTM. If he can land the headshot, it's going to kill him instantly because we know he's got no helmet. BTM already down below 50 HP.
This is going to be a damn tough game for everyone except for whichever lucky team were the ones to sit and loot in ruins. I feel like they're going to be in for a good one. At least they're going to find themselves into the top 8 pretty much guaranteed. Let's see if Faye still eyes down towards the bridge. And finally, it's actually going to be Trico able to get the knock or the kill from the other side. BTM will get back up on his feet. But remember, we still have Blaze coming in somewhere from the north side. And I'm assuming they're getting closer and closer to Entropy as we speak.
Yeah, and again, they've got the space and the time to do so now. With all these teams scrapping.
I told you, the rivers, the lakes, they do make fun circles every now and again.
But now we're in a position where Blaze actually have a great opportunity. Look how much space they've got.
The circle's so bad.
Everybody has pulled off the northern side. Now we have 3 teams outside on the south side, as well as 4 teams clustered around ruins. Zenith, obviously, the furthest west. In regards to those teams, but this now is...
The south side is going to burn. Everyone was expecting the south hardship, and that's not going to happen. Zenith, they're going to be running straight into AR1, and I think, one of my ideas is that it makes, like, the circles, the water is counting depth as well. So whenever oceans are in, they take up more water than the other round. But let's see, always rank 1. They got the first. Flammy out of the vehicle, gets 1 in return, but gets traded 2.
And actually, one of them getting killed, the kill stolen. Diamond's actually getting involved here. BenQ5 and Scofa picking up some knocks onto always rank 1. See the smoke now coming down. Roth probably going to fall here. He's not necessarily a safe res. So Mystery and Nixties. Actually, we have a different player in here. Anonymous not in for Zenith this time around. It's actually Nix in here. But Roth actually going to get back on his feet. So Mystery managed to get the res off here as the Siktas open up onto him. Roth will get re-knocked by Seni. So Zenith now just stuck out in the open. Couldn't get down to the compound. Now getting picked apart by 2 different teams.
Yeah, and this south side of this circle is the equivalent to the graveyard massacre we had on Miramar last game. I mean, there's only going to be 1 or 2 teams coming out of this one alive. And whenever the next circle pops, remember, this next circle can go absolutely anywhere. So we could get even further in towards that river. It's going to be...
As you see, Brute now getting in trouble with Entropy over in the compound. They're trying to push up from the south side. Do have a knock onto Faye. Faye will bleed out. Crowley picking up another kill. Up to 4 now after he got a couple of freebies from the boat. But 2 members left for... Is it 2 or 3 left in this compound left for Entropy?
They're only
It's just 2, yeah.
yeah.
BTM and Trico now going to have to pull over to the north side. Maybe allow Team Brute a little bit of space to come in here. And share the compound. They can't hold this out.
No, it's gonna be damn tricky, if not near impossible. Brute trying to find anywhere to go, but they're kind of caught in this little pit they have done. I don't think. Do they have a vehicle somewhere? I don't think they do, right?
No, it doesn't look like they do. They need to split some angles here. As we do see actually Lyran actually finally shutting down Zenith. Zenith will go out in 13th place. So down to 12 teams now. Besiktas clinging on with the remaining duo. But again, fair play to them. They were already 2 up. They managed to defend this. It was a 4-strong Zenith originally coming down, as we remember. But Besiktas will cling on to their edge compound.
I want this to end on Apocalypse for the memes.
Oh my lord!
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yep.
We'll see. It's gonna keep water in, at least for now. Ruins, as far as I know, that whole area does not count as water because you can run around in it. It's only water that forces you to go swimming. That's gonna actually count as is. But
Apocalypse actually gonna pick up this compound for free. It looks like
he's gonna get it.
Looking that way.
Yeah.
We've got one of the members of Domination, Kuhn, coming down actually. You can see Jinsky is actually further over towards Ruins. Apocalypse very wary that somebody's here. There's another member of Who Are You over on the other side, but he's not looking towards this compound. So the Eagle, there's an optimistic spray inside the Ruins here. Relegats 3 strong, only 2 kills so far, but...
Should we remind him that he had a Kar 98?
I mean, I respect the optimism.
Yeah, true.
Go for it. It was just some zoning spray.
That's what it was. Yeah,
just forcing him away from the vehicle.
Fair enough. It worked too. It worked.
Yeah, it did.
Yep. Kudos. Great job. Blaze, they've done what a lot of other teams couldn't. Get from North Island to South Island with 4 alive. And now they're here. They're pretty well rested. They haven't really had to fight too much so far. They're all pretty decent in terms of utility and their Kevlar and so on and so forth. And now they can start doing Blaze things, which I would assume it's going to be hold off on your edge for now. And then whenever it comes later on in the game, spread out, take control, and try and see if you can outman the opponents.
Yeah, and actually, it's interesting to see they still, as we see... last member, 2 members in the game for Besiktas. I'm not sure if that was the case from the start, but I don't give the last member up here for Besiktas. He's going to get a spray onto Zubila through the grass. Going to get that down there. So 2 members of Mutiny now have to close out this final kill. But not really got too many options here. He needs to confirm this kill and just try and maybe pick up 1 more if possible. But things not looking great for him. You see Mover getting some tags onto him. It's not looking like he's going to make his way into this next circle, Toby.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if he does, and he somehow manages to stay alive here, right now it's only 1 team that knows of his whereabouts. He could remain snaky for quite a while, but we'll see. He is in a 1v3, potentially shoot the rest come up. That nade, though, could actually be surprisingly good. I guess
Did
not.
it go off already?
I don't know. I couldn't tell, but I didn't see anything in the kill feed, so I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it wasn't, and now he finally does fall Mover, gets the kill, and that's going to be... Oh my, did you just see the circle?
Yep.
You gotta be kidding me. What the hell is this rip and place? They're like, well, we ain't complaining about this.
What can you say?
Can it theoretically end on the bridge?
I mean, technically, yes.
Does the bridge count as land on the bridge?
No, I think we've had this before. I'm sure, but it was Martin Carson.
Martin knows these things. Martin knows these things. Where is he when we need him?
But I mean, it's got to pull south twice.
You would have
in the next
to think.
2 circles. It's got to pull south twice.
I mean, it's going to the next circle no matter what, because it's phase 3 and phase 6 on Sanok, right? So that goes away from water. So it has to go south to some extent. But even if it goes south now, I don't think it's going to be able to go south enough that all water is excluded. Let's see now, though. Wait. What?
Okay.
Okay. I see. Yeah, fair. fair enough.
I didn't know this was the wallbang patch. He managed to I'm in the corner there, but Zubul are now going to send some nades out. Mutiny still 3 strong. A couple of kills to boot. Diamond's still active as well. They're going to get a knock and a flash onto Jinsky.
They were part of the team that landed way up north, right? So the fact they're still alive in this game, that's actually so impressive.
And they lost one early, remember, from that team from Quantum.
Blaze down, starting to take control. They've split out, and look at Lipson just playing 1v3 right now against Mutiny. Only Mover is left alive now. He does have level 3 gear, but I'm not sure that's going to keep him alive from that Molotov closing in on him. Oh, Lassa didn't see the player running far off in the distance. 3 kills already. A 4th one should be obtainable if they can get him down. Yes, indeed, there he
Lipson should spy him out here. Should spy him out.
He's going to die to blue, right? Yep, indeed he is.
Unfortunate. Blaze still holding on to the compound. Only 4 kills up now, but not too many people over on this eastern side. So definitely not the worst game for them, but didn't permit to. Oh, nice little snap there from Myron. Actually just shut down Iron Deep. So yeah. But Sigtat's now up to 7 kills. And again, this has been the duo for some time now. So impressive they've managed to do as much work. If you've lost 2 players early, getting 7 kills is more than enough for Sandhog performance.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, when we talk salvage games, when you're down to 2 players, normally you can hope and maybe expect to get, let's say, 4 or 5 points in a game when you lost 2. These guys are already sitting at 8 points with the placements included, right? So that's a very, very good takeaway from a potential 0-point loss against Entropy early.
Yeah, and this is the point now where I think we've only got a couple of teams with 3 or more.
Is there actually any team with 4 live other than Blaze?
Blaze is still 4. I don't think anybody else is. I think it's Diamond are down to just 2 now. Yeah, it's
solo, duo, duo. This is tough.
And Blaze with a lot of space as well. So this is
if you die with 14 alive now and you get 7th, you get a little pissed.
Oh yeah.
You're expecting a 5th place maybe here, but nope, not going to be the case. Domination team not so dominant this time around. Ben now holding as well, as I said, as I expected. Blaze are starting to take control as they're lighting up the kill feed. Same way as we saw Diamond do last game.
There we go. Seni actually from the backstab there will wipe out the last member of Besiktas. Great Car9 shot from Apocalypse there. Some little bit of support onto his teammate that was taking fire. Scofa now the last member up for Diamond. Seni snaking his way into the backside of ruins. If BenQ5 can make this cross,
safe
Diamond.
Safe res.
Do you stick those? I don't stick those.
I don't know. Not when you know there's literally people above the hill. I mean, you can try. What do you have to lose? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Blaze will get a player knocked, and they do for sure get one thing. That's the circle thrown straight in their face. They've played it smart, to be fair. Only kills on 2 players so far. Rip was the one out there getting all the damage and all the kills in on their earlier 12 can Miramar win, but this time around, he's the support player. It's Apocalypse who's been dealing all the damage.
Yeah, and that's the but Blaze are able to set up as 4 in the. I mean, the only team with people in the circle right now. They're going to be able to just set up a nice split along the east and the south side. Laza, they're going to pick up the knock onto Seni. The flush will come out, so just space left for always rank 1. Jody going to find the last member of Entropy. So down to 4 teams now, 9 players alive, Toby. Diamond huddled behind a rock now. Yeah. It's just a matter of time.
This is where other teams should back off because they feel like, oh no, we're taking up too much space. We've got to spread out. No, it's not going to happen. Not this time on. Laza found the first. It's going for the second as well. Gets the double spray down. Great shooting from Laza. 9 kills, looking to get more. Just 3 teams left alive.
Yeah, and looking like another 20-plus point game here for Blaze. It was a fantastic start in the first half of the games today. You see now Brute huddled up behind the rocket. And again, this is what you want to see from Blaze late game. You know, they're holding up different teams. And again, they understand that a lot of teams are taking casualties here. So they can take these, fights against 3 different teams because it's only a solo or a duo up. Apocalypse going to get a nice knock with the AK onto Jurdy there. So 1 member left for Brute. Lars actually pushing across the bridge here to try and find this last member. Is he going to spot him out here? He is going to spot him out. There you go. Nice flank here. Down to 2 teams.
Did you say that? Laza is on his own. It's a 1v1. Let's see if he can get it. Oh my lord, that was close. They were being a little aggressive there, but once again, a 12-kill win, but not an easy one this time around. 2 went down to space up on the down to the south side, and Laza fortunately able to turn on and Rip this time around. Ironically, so was the one with 8 kills in the Miramar one. But as I said before, not a single one this time around. They ain't gonna keep them short of kills though. 22 points in that one.
Unfortunate there for Space. Again, he timed that perfectly as the flank came out from Blaze. I guess Blaze assumed it was a team of 3 down on the other side of the bridge there, so they fully committed to flanking that team. Unfortunately, their Space couldn't convert any of those kill points, but just great work all around from Blaze. Late rotation, could have criticized that, but again, you could also say they read the drops correctly with the circle.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They had a lot of time and space to come in. They played it slow, methodical, managed to get themselves Apocalypse Scout in that compound when he did. Ended up being the deciding factor for them.
They did the opposite of what everyone else would have wanted to do. They pushed into where all the teams were fighting early because they knew if we have to fight people, they'll most likely be damaged already. But guys, that was the one and only Sanak game of the day. We're going to take a short break, and then there's going to be 3 Erangel matches coming your way in just a few. So stick around. We'll see you again real soon.
Me, yeah, just do me. I'm just that type, I got that hype, got the energy. See what I wanna see. I shine so bright, I get so high on the air I breathe. I do what I want, I get what I need. I live in the zone, yeah, I feel so free. Gonna do what I want whenever I want. Gonna do what I want whenever I wanna do. When the sun goes down and we're turning it up, I won't ever stop, yeah, I can't get enough. Gonna do what I want whenever I want. Gonna do what I want whenever I wanna do. Wanna be like me, you can give it a shot. But no one alive has got what I got. I don't have to try. 'Cause if you got something I want, then I make it mine. Me, yeah, don't say please. Everything I want, it comes along so easily. Gonna do what I want whenever I want. Gonna do what I want whenever I wanna do. When the sun goes down and we're turning it up, I won't ever stop, yeah, I can't get enough. Gonna do what I want whenever I want. Gonna do what I want whenever I wanna do. Wanna be like me, you can give it a shot. But no one alive has got what I got.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That is Sanhok done. Normally, I have, studiously watching the games, taking a ton of notes, telling, what's going on from circle to circle. But all I've got is plane path and then water, and that's about that. Gentlemen, what did we just witness? Toby, what was that? Please, someone explain to me.
I think your very in-depth analysis there summed it up pretty well, James. I gotta say, I mean,
You're in the wrong line of work.
Planes, and then a circle, and then another circle, and then another circle. All of a sudden, everyone was dead. I mean, that's what I saw too. But just to touch on what we said in the end of before we threw to the break, what Blaze did, I think is mention worthy because it's something that I don't think anyone else would have opted to do. They were, as other teams were too, one of the teams who jumped late. They will have seen like 90% of the plane getting emptied within the first 5 seconds, because that's pretty much what happened, and everyone flew up towards the north. And what we saw in Tropic do was, let's wrap south around, we can get a spot quickly inside this next circle. That was a good idea. Unfortunately for them, they executed a bit too late, so they end up dying. But what Blaze says is, well, we know everyone is going to be fighting, and since we're rotating late anyway, what do we want to do? Rotate south into the 4 stack that's been sitting there forever just waiting for us to come, or rotate north around? Yes, we might have to fight more than once, but every fight will be us with a 4v2, a 4v3, potentially even 4v1, instead of that 4v4 clash where you're breaching a compound with them ready and waiting. So I think while that seems on paper like the more scary idea to go north because you have to fight more teams, the more teams are easier to fight than the one full and healthy team.
Hypoc, thoughts about the ridiculousness of what we just witnessed?
Yeah, I think you've got to give some merit to the theory that, teams write off Sandhawk and they said, look, we're going to look for kill points early game. The way Diamond dropped, perfect example, and that was one of the ones we obviously saw because we were looking at that with the early push from Quantum coming up as well. But again, you've got to give credit to Blaze. Like they again, whichever side of the fence you want to fall, whether or not they read that correctly or that was just an advantageous game plan that paid off for them coming in around that Heart-In wrap. But coming in circle 4 onwards, they executed that perfectly. Apocalypse, heads up scouting from him to get that compound. To get a compound for free, coming in that late into circle 3, and then circle 5 getting a compound, that's, you got to give credit to that. So at least they didn't get in, sit there and just kind of get some scrappy edge kills. They actually moved in, took themselves a strong position and cleaned up the game.
It was a great moment as well when I was watching the game as you guys were commentating. It's very, there may have been this where, it's Sandhawk. Ansvar has one of his many PCs set up overlooking boot camp, this beautiful cinematic shot, and then he cuts to it and no one's there. Like, everything.
I think that's got to be the first competitive Sandhawk game we've ever not had somebody in boot camp.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's got to be. It's got to be.
Mental, absolutely mental. All right, gentlemen. Well, it's time for a break here once again for the DreamHack PUBG Showdown. And when we return, we're actually going to get things rolling because we have Erangel remastered for 3 games in a row. So hold on to your bootstraps. We'll be back in just a few.